Hi and welcome to today's video where I have my second update for my project pan to use 14 items in 2024. So this is a rolling project pan, so as I reach goals I can then rotate items out and select new items. So I do have some developments today which I'm quite pleased about. So I'm going to go through the items as they are on the list. So the first one is my fragrance by Balm and it's Ecstatic Eau de Toilette. So it's going to be difficult in the light, but that's where it was when it was brought in. That's where it was last time, and this is where it is today. So it's around half gone, I would say. So it may be nearly that. So I've probably got 2 or 3 months left of constant use. When I say constant, I use it each evening after a bath and then before I go to bed. In the day I tend to use other fragrances now, but I'm still getting plenty of use. It is a lovely floral, light, but not particularly phenomenal in its structure. But it's still very, very nice, and it is available, although discontinued. The next item I've got is by Carastars, and it is the hair oil in rose, and this is a silicone and oil blend, and it is blended very, very well. I'd say it's probably more dimethicone than oil. I use a pump of this every time I wash my hair as a finisher after I've towel dried, and I use this with other serums to lock another serum in, and then I would let my hair either natural dry or blow it out. And I think I was a bit too enthusiastic last month, because just where the K is where it started. Last month it was there and it isn't showing much progress, so I think I made a slight error in marking, because I've used it the same amount of times, twice a week. I wash my hair and it's used every single time, so it's going to take us some months, and I'll try and put a slither of a line underneath the last one. The next item is by Maska, and it is my Hydra Setting Spray, and it seems to be quite low around there, I would say. Now I do use this whenever I wear makeup. I spray it before I put mascara on, in case the liquid makes my mascara run, because I don't generally use waterproof, though I think a lot of the standard mascaras last better in watery conditions than previous generations. But I'll show where I'm up to now. What did it say? Maska. It started off at 85.5 gram at the beginning, and it's now 53 gram. So last month it was 71.5. So I've used about 17 or 18 grams, which is great. So I don't know how much longer I've got, but probably a couple of months on this, but I am enjoying this. I would certainly use this one again. Then I have my foundation. Now, if anyone had seen my empties for February, this showed up. So this is the KIKO Insta Moisture foundation. You can see at the bottom I've even scraped it all out. It's still available in a squatter bottle. Would I buy it again? Probably not, because the colour range isn't to my taste. They all run a bit yellow. Even they don't run beige tone or cool enough tone for my skin. This was a bit yellow, but I could make it work without having to put anything to alter the tone or the colour. So I've got a whitener, but I don't think that would have worked too well with this. But it was a nice satin to glowy finish, but I do wear a lot of glowy moisturisers, so I wouldn't recommend putting that directly onto dry skin. That you would need your skincare first, let it settle in, and then put this on. So I did enjoy it. I got this at TK Maxx actually, so I didn't pay full price, and yeah, I was glad that I gave it a try. So this time round, I don't have lots of foundations, but I thought I'd pick up this because this is the next oldest, and it is PS My Perfect Colour Glow Foundation. So this is a medium buildable coverage, radiant natural finish, SPF 30, porcelain 01 from Primark. So this is new. There's I can see a slight windowing there, because I have used it a few times. When it went in, when it was started, it was, let me just get this right, I think it's 107 Let me just get that. Sorry, 107 gram. So this one has a pipette. There. Yeah, it's quite a thick cream, I would say. As for colour, it's quite a good match because it's not too yellow for me. It's not particularly pink, but it's more neutral, and it does work well. And I use it with a beauty blender, either with or without a primer. It works very, very well, and it's a bargain at £6. This is still available, but they keep changing the bottle shape. It depends, I think, whatever stock they have in at a given time, but it's called the Glow Foundation, and I wonder if it's a dupe of the NARS, one of the NARS foundations, but I do, like I say, I do enjoy it. It is very, very nice, and they're one of the few companies that have, they don't have a lot of shades, but they do have a very pale shade. I think it's because Primark is an Irish brand. They are called Pennies in Ireland, and Pennies have been going for 30, 40 years, maybe more. And I think with the Irish complexion, which I have, tend to be very fair, so that at least they drop it down light enough, which I'm very, very pleased about. And this one, I can't see where it is, where it does tell you where it is made, in Spain, I think. So yeah, that's good to know. So the next item is also for the complexion, and it is It Cosmetics CC cream. There wasn't a lot left when I put it in, but there is still some left. So it started off at 37.5 gram, went to 35 gram, now it's 32 grams. So I've used it 3 times, so it's about a gram each time, because it does say use 2 pumps for coverage, and I think that is to cover the SPF, which I understand is chemical and mineral. So more mineral. But I think it's micronized, so it doesn't particularly give flashback or anything, but I have enjoyed using that. It's got a pump. I would prefer it was in a bottle, but I suppose this can be cut. I will cut this up. That's what I normally do when I'm getting to the very end, but it's still pumping at the moment. This is a little dark and a bit yellow for me, but I can make it work. I've got it on. Have I got it on today? Let me think. I think I can't. Do you know? I can't even recall, but it's possible that. Yes, I do have it on today. So this is the shade, Under a Bright Light. So it's a bit more notable than my skin tone. It's not a good match as this one, but I do enjoy it. So at the moment, I do have backups of this, but I'm glad to have this getting used because it is quite old. Can you see it's all been gnarled because it's been in bags, etc. So yeah. That is doing quite well. The next item, I'm just going to randomly pick up items. I have Barry M nail polish in Enchanted, and it's up to there now. So it started off at the very top, last time just to there, and this time to there. So it's had quite a lot of use. I haven't used it all the time because you'll have seen in other videos I did have a lilac-y shade on at one point. And I probably won't be using it as often now going into spring because I think it's quite autumnal in its colour, because it's like a rusty to burgundy flip sort of shade with a bit of gold in. But I will use it as best I can and hopefully get it completed this year. That's the intention. Then I have a couple of lip products. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Balm, and this came in 2 shades. It was limited edition. Then they brought them back again. There was a clear one and a red one. The issue with this red one is it does give a slight coloration to the lips, which is there. That's the one. So if you don't have makeup and you overrun it past the lips, it can be seen. So it's one that you need to be a bit precise in using it. I wouldn't draw it all over the face, but it isn't particularly moisturising, I will say. And also, it's a bit like plastic. You have to rub and rub and rub and rub and rub to get any use out of it. But it doesn't want to come. It doesn't want to come onto the lips. You know what I mean? So here, I've got. Let me just see the balm. I started off there, and up to there because I put the balm that way and run it across at its full extension. So it's a little bit of use each time. And likewise with the Urban Decay Firebird, which was originally a Gwen Stefani collaboration, because it was her favourite shade, and they made it into a permanent shade, which I think had better packaging, because this is all gone, you know, all quite gnarled, and the gold's come off. So that's what it looks like. So it's a very like a magenta, but it does have a blue cast to it, a shift. So it does have a metallic shift to it, and I really do enjoy that. And I have worn it quite a bit, and it's had about the same usage. So that's where it was at the start. That's what it is, and that's where we are now. So I'd probably say about half an inch has gone in the last, well, since January, which is not too bad at all. Then I have an KIKO Black Magic Cocoa Edit, which is a coppery shade, and I'll show you where I'm up to with that. There we are. So it is gradually going down. I know it was in the project towards the latter end of last year as well. And let me see where we're up to with that one. So the KIKO again, with putting the pen that way and rolling it up, I was able to work out that we started off there, there and there. So it's, yeah, it's again around half an inch, maybe a bit more in that one. So this one goes actually quite well with the eyeshadows that I selected, which are a set of 2. And this is the Wonder Beauty, and it's called Double Date, I think it is. Yeah, Double Date. So I have got some progress. I'm using a brush, and if you can see, there's quite a big divot in it. You can see the lines. That's because I'm using a brush. So I've got it on today. And then I used another brush to dip into the centre. You probably can't see, but there is some disturbance there. And I've got this lightly applied to the top of the lid. I didn't press it in. It's not gone metallic. It's just a slight shimmer onto the lid, and I'm enjoying it that way. And then the final items, I have the Tartiste Pro Glow, and I've been using the cream contour shade, and I've nearly managed to clear that corner out. So I've basically got 3 corners. So I'm hoping that I'm going to get this finished towards autumn this year, or maybe into winter. It does still smell nice, it performs nice. The only thing I've done is it's quite messy with the stipple brush, so I have cleaned the metal casing so it didn't look too mucky and disgusting. And then this isn't in the project, but I have been making use of this because I do want to get this, which was in the project last year, finished up if possible. And the final item in this palette, which is my illuminator, it's difficult to show, but I have got progress in it, but I just can't get the shadow to show you. There's about a couple of millimetre drop in it, I would say, and I've got it on there and just a bit there blended in, and it is very, very nice, but it's very powdery now because of its age, so it just blow everywhere. And the final item I'm really pleased about is my blush, which is from HD Brows in collaboration with Look Fantastic. So this was only done as a one-off for an advent calendar or an advent stocking or box, and I'm really pleased that about a day or 2 after I filmed the last update, I breached a tiny hole in the pan and expanded it, and I'm still working on that. You can hopefully you can see the hole. I've put a couple of eyeshadows up in there because it is magnetic, so hopefully I can make more progress in the weeks and months to come. I'm just checking. Yeah, they're all the items. Can I say thank you very much for watching, as I do appreciate that your time is valuable. Hopefully I shall see you soon, because I've just today taken delivery of my final latest in beauty subscription service box. Well, that's a mouthful. So now I've got that. I will in a couple of days hopefully film that. Otherwise, can I say, like I say, thank you for watching. Hopefully I shall see you soon. Otherwise, please take care of yourselves, and bye for now.